Hello there everybody, King Spade. Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about Giardian. I know lots of people are always saying that how Giardian is good, it's really worth it, and all that stuff. Well, sure, lots of people say the same thing over and over again, but even then, that's just consistency of mouth. Like mouth to mouth. As humans do, as always, when good information is being spread, we always talk mouth to mouth until it eventually creates a positive thing like a placebo effect. But that's not what I want to do. Sure, some videos are not the same. Some videos do point out different things and different aspects of Giardian, but in the conclusionary part, it's the same. Well, not the same, but it's very, very similar. I'm gonna try, in my own experience of using Giardian, looking at what Giardian gives me and so on and so forth, and hopefully I won't make the same conclusions, consistencies, and repetition like the others do. Because again, we have to consider that lots of people are different. There's never one and the same person in existence. Sure, you could say, like, what about doubles or triplets? Well, sure, you can make that argument. But even then, science has proved that some like triplets or twins, even though they were born with the same genetics and so on and so forth, some of them were actually completely different. Sometimes even the opposite. So we can't just say outright that they're the same. Because in the end, science proves it in some sort of shape or way it's different. Because saying somebody's the same, that would mean everything's the same. Your date, your birth, where you were, where you always will be, and so on and so forth. Like, everything has to be precisely, perfectly. Like, nothing can ever change. It has to be perfectly. The way you walk, the way you breathe, the way you talk, everything has to be the same. In order to be the same person, which we all know is impossible. So you can bring up many points, but even then, they will be most likely debunked very fast. But of course, we're not here to talk about that kind of sciencey stuff. We're talking about Giardian, and sorry about that. But yeah, Giardian. Is it truly worth your money to buy it? Of course, if we're talking everything about the Giardian, even the Dragon Guardian pass, well, Dragon Guardian is kind of a little bit of a stretch. Sure, you do get more inventory space, which is long-time players and in-game players will really want to get a hand to that, because as we know, there's a lot of items, and you need lots of inventory for them. But we're just going to talk about Giardian, because you only need basic Giardian to have all the Giardian exclusivities. Dragon Guardian is like a side dish to like experiment with. There's nothing much to experiment with. Just an exclusive armor set, a new fancy icon at the bottom, just more DC, and the travel form. And that's basically it. Of course, DC as well, but even then, we're not talking about DC, we're talking about Giardian. Now, what considers to be good about Giardian? Well, the thing good with Giardian is, of course, the class itself, which is just, well, not the best game-wise in PvP, not that very good. It is survivable though. If you're going for like something like tanking is like armor and HP, Giardian can actually be very beneficial, because with the whole self-sustaining healing thing, it's pretty reliable. Considering if you get 10 stacks, you can heal for a lot actually for yourself. Same, it has AoE potential, which I consider to be pretty good. But of course, that is if you're a tank. Guardian class is kind of like an iffy one. It's like, it's good enough, but not that really. It's like in this kind of like sort of limbo. If it's bad or good. You can never figure out which one it is unless you experience it for yourself. For me, it's like, it's okay, but it could be better. Like, the healing's good, but kind of a bit sluggish in healing your teammates. It's like having full stacks just to heal like 50 hit points for your teammates is not that good. Like, not good at all. The same for Moglomancer as well. Like, just like 40, 30 hit points. That's not good. Not good at all. Not very consistent healing as well. The same goes for Paladin as well. I mean, the healing's there, but slow in the cooldown department and along other things. But we're not talking about Moglomancer and Paladin, even though I kind of drifted away for a bit. But yeah, Giardian is kind of like in a limbo state, right? Where it is good, but not the best. Same for its cross skill. It really benefits only tank mains and aggro mains. It doesn't really benefit anybody else in a genre like attackers or long range guys, but even then, long range guys always suck because the enemies keep on getting close to them, and you just say you have to like look and say, oh look, I'm dead. But yeah, Giardian class kinda limbo-esque in its way of it's good or not. And now for the big seller where everybody talks about, the inventory increase from 60 to a whopping 90. That's a lot. That's extra 30% inventory, my dude. And on top of that, it's a plus 10 for each and every single bank that you own, which is also good. And as we know, inventory is very important in this game. Seriously, you think you will have enough inventory space, but guess what? Your inventory is now full immediately. You're like wondering how the frick did it already get full, and then you just see all the items that you grinded out and kept, and you're like, oh, that's what made it full. Okay. And then you have an existential crisis to which items to delete because all those items are very important to you and were hard to get, and you're just like, fuck. Which one do I delete? Do I delete this one? Do I delete this one? I don't know, man. I don't know which one to delete at all. And then you just submit and give up. But even then, it's getting your fault for making it full in the first place. That's why I carefully pick which items I really want to use and will use every time. Even though most of them I barely even use. Oof. Not good. Not very good. So yeah, you get a class, you get some inventory space, and you have privileges. Privileges. As a Guardian, you have access to Guardian towers. Currently there's only 2. Zarkovia is coming, so you Guardian guys out there, be ready. And that's it. Because currently there's 2 towers. There's Beginner Tower, which you already bought Guardian without any second thought already into this game, which you kind of rushed it. And then you have access to this level 1 Guardian Tower thing. Sure, something is going to be like level 2 or 3. Same for Nature Guardian. Level 3 is 9. I mean, these Guardian Towers are not like super tough. Pretty easy, actually. Unlike the Guardian Tower with the Wisp. Why? What's the freaking drop rate of this thing? Bullshit. Again, getting sidetracked a bit. Let's go on to the main point. But yeah. Currently there isn't that much content for Guardian. There's only 2 Guardian Towers that are very very short. And same with quote-unquote exclusive PvP, which isn't that very exclusive. It's just 3-on-3, and where Necromancer actually works as an OP class. Yikes. Necro just gonna fucking 1-3 solo. Fucking hell. It's unfair. But even then, I'm not a PvPer, so I don't know. Even then, no players are actually doing 3v3s. So, good luck. But back to the same topic, that there isn't that much Guardian content. They're always short. First Guardian, just completing like 5 to 7 quests, and that's it, you're done. And then on the other one, which is like 8 or 11. But even then, the numbers do look big, but then once you consider what kind of quests they are very, very short and very fast. So it's like, that went by fast. Yikes. I know it's because like, it's level 3, it's level 9. But even then, they're very easy to complete. No joke, they are easy to complete. There should be no problem with you completing it anyways. But yeah, maybe Darkovia could spice it up to make it a little bit more longer and challenging. Or they won't and make it short again. So yeah, another thing that you have access with Guardian is exclusive cosmetics, which is indicated by Guardian item only. And if you're not Guardian, you can't use this item. You can like pick it up from drops and have it, but you can't use it. And the strange thing is that about Guardian items is that you can pick them up as drops, but you can never buy them, which kind of clashes in a way. You can pick up dropped items that are only meant for Guardian, but at the same time you can't buy them and have them in your inventory when you decide to buy Guardian. Kinda weird and bullshit. Maybe a coding problem, was there? It was always intended that you can't have Guardian items in your inventory, but then that will make getting like event exclusive items hard. Kinda strange. Because with the whole binge and break thing, only Guardian class guys can get the items. They will be the only ones completing the entire collection. Maybe it was intentional, maybe it isn't. I'm still kind of confused on that part. Don't know why. It kind of is confusing in a way. Like, if we can pick them up as drops, why can't we just buy them? I mean, unless you just remove the ability to pick up Guardian items as drops. Because currently this is a clashing idea. I don't know which one came first, so I'm not going to talk into that much. Now, on to the other points. That, as I said a little bit previously, that there isn't much content as Guardian. You have Guardian exclusive items, you have a class, and basically almost small to no content, which is kind of underestimating. It's like you pay for this and then you just get like not that much item, not that much. You see, this is where the repetition and consistency and the old placebo thing is. It's the inventory. Nobody ever talked about how short the content is for Guardian, and the same for how little there is for Guardian. I mean, short times you do find cool little things that only Guardians can do, but even then, they're just little things. They're not that significant. Sure, sometimes they are, like Siege, but even then, not that great. Like, seriously, like, I get it. The inventory upgrade is good. I can't deny that. It's good. But the content you get for Guardian is very laughable and just not good. Like, they should really add more content to Guardian and make it longer instead of short, like side projects or something. Because this is how I feel. It feels like a side project, nothing more. There isn't like a big thing. There isn't like any passion to it. Like, all the Guardian towers are just copy paste with just different textures. It's nothing to scoff at. Sure, you might argue, but wait, how can we tell if it's copy paste? Well, if we can't even look at it. Well, if you look at any screenshots of the Nature Guardian compared to Necro, you can already see the amount of copy paste that went into it. I mean, the entire lobby is just almost 80% copy paste. The only difference is texture and slight modifications. That's it. There's nothing else. It's just basic copy paste. It's like, are you guys even trying to make it different? Sure, maybe the story says that they have to be the same, but even then, if they truly have to be the same, then why some things have to be changed? It's not adding up. Of course, some may argue, well, Nature Guardian is got to do with nature and all that stuff. Well, you're right, you're technically right, but even then, there has to be some sort of diversity, shouldn't it? Same with Necromancer. Sure, the Necros made it into their hotspot, but even then, shouldn't there be more variation than just that? I mean, we do see that the towers are different, like in Battalion, or Tarkovia, or Nature, and even the whole Isle of the Dead. The towers are different from each other. They are different, but once you go inside, it's just the same. Just copy-paste, just slight modifications. Nothing much. The Guardian class, as I said, it's just in a limbo. It's good, but at the same time, it's bad. It only promotes tank builds, but not attack builds. It's like this everlasting clashing of a limbo. I mean, sure, they can't make it too overpowered because then it will be called pay to win, but even then, at least make it viable in many situations, because it's just standing there in the limbo. It's like, what do you do? Are you good? Are you bad? And it's just like, say, I don't know, man, I'm just here. It's just like, there has to be something else to you being a class. Well, I have this cool armor set. Well, sure, but yep, anything else? Like something special for your class? No, just, you should really look up to Guardian a little bit more and focus it on a bit more. I know they'll be only promoting those who actually paid for Guardian, but even then, it's very underwhelming once you start really looking into Guardian. I know people buy only Guardian for the extra inventory, and that's it, and the exclusivity to have Guardian items. But if you look at the greater grand scheme of things, it's very underwhelming. It's just not good. Like, I want to recommend it, but the more I think about it, the more I think it's actually just a scam. Like, I like Guardian, but the way that I look at it, it's just like, it's not good. Like, seriously, like, I can't really recommend it to you guys. It's just, if you want just inventory space, then sure, go ahead, but the content, lack thereof, is nowhere. It just doesn't exist. It's just not there. You just barely even notice it. Because the only thing going to your mind is, I have Guardian. I have these Guardian exclusive things. And the Guardian class said, my extra inventory space. You don't really pay attention to what Guardian truly offers. And that's the thing that really bothers me, that there's basically nothing to do as Guardian. Like, sure, many people will argue with me, saying that Guardian shouldn't be their main priority, which, yes, shouldn't, but the way they handled it is just, no, just don't ignore it. If you're gonna add content to the Guardian class, make it good, make it worthwhile. Make it something that we want to actually do. Not this mess that there's basically no content that exists. It's like people only say about, oh, you have Guardian exclusive items. Oh, you have inventory. Oh, you have this class. But I never saw anywhere people actually talking about why there's actually nothing to do with Guardian. You just have it. And that's it. It's just there, just glooming behind you like a shadow. It's just there, just sitting there. So much potential, but yet nothing is done. It's just being wasted away. It's just a microtransaction instead of actually being its own thing. So it's just like an inventory expander, some sort of like inventory expander DLC, nothing else. I think that's how Arctic views it, to be honest. But they do say they will add a Darkovia tower, but the way I look into the two other Guardian towers, I just feel like that, oh boy, it's just gonna be short, simple, no thought to it, copy paste everything, and that's it. Nothing else. I'm just gonna be like, that's why I don't have any expectations for Guardian Tower of Darkovia. I just don't. The only expectation I have is disappointment. Maybe they can turn things around. Maybe they actually make Darkovia's Guardian Tower actually good and worthwhile and repeatable. And not repeatable in the sense because there's something rare, but in the sense that people enjoy it, like it. It's currently just either people just farm for cosmetics or rares, or just rank their class up waiting for the next update. Just repeating a cycle over and over again. There should be added more things to do other than just grind cycles and just farm items. Because, like, there's nothing really else to do. Sure, they do add, like, new items, but the only thing that's fueling is collectors. Nothing else. Just basically nothing to do other than waiting for new content. I know Senzi devs are going to be a big thing, but will people enjoy it? That's the question. Will people, like, repeat things? Like, maybe a certain dungeon or something? Because, like, currently, the way I look at the content is just, like, there's only two ways. Well, three. Just farm for class ranks, farm for new items, or just wait for new content to pop in and just repeat. Of course, I kind of got sidetracked there to non-Guardian things, but even then, still counts as a point that Guardian, there's nothing to do. There's absolutely nothing. You just do it and forget about it. There's nothing worth to go back and repeat. Well, unless you're farming the West, but even then, it's just a pet. And even then, you're most likely gonna forget about it in like a week or something. Unless that's like your favorite pet and you use always, but then again, lots of collectors don't even care about what you collect. You're just like, alright, that's crossed off the list, time to collect something else. But yeah, Guardian is like not worth it in my opinion. Like, it has a potential here, but it's not worth it. It's not. It's absolutely not worth it. I know to some people they will say that it is worth it. That's fine. That's your opinion. And I have mine. And I say Guardian is not worth it. There's basically nothing to do with it. It's just there. It's just there to support Arctics, and at the same time just to make you play the game longer because you have extra inventory and have these new ways of collecting Guardian exclusive items now. And once you've done all of those, then what do you do? What do you do then? Do you just go do something else? Because there's nothing else to do as Guardian. You did all the content, if there any was in the first place. And it's just like, yeah, Guardian is not worth it as of current state. It's not. It just isn't. Could they make it worth it? Yes, they can. with these Guardian towers. If they just had more focus on the content they give, like more god damn it, just repeating something over and over that's actually fun, interesting, and enjoyable, people will do it for fun instead of the prizes it has, and sure, they can actually make it worthwhile. Just as of current state, the way they're doing with these old Guardian tower things is just quite disappointing. There's almost no lore to begin with. It is there, but it's kind of basic. It really is basic. Just do these crystal things. Go talk to him. Go talk to him. The dragon speaks about how Guardians have their power and how these orbs are very dangerous. How they can unleash their power and destroy stuff. It's pretty basic. And same with the Guardian, the nature towers. Like, oh, this is a book and you have to collect pages to unlock more of the book, so you can try to find another page and yada yada yada. You get a cool armor set. Well, kinda. It's just kinda reskinned. And just a boss that has not good items. I mean, cosmetically wise, they could be good, but it's not good. The only reason people play Guardian Nature Tower is because now you can play an unscaled version, meaning wisp farming is way more easier, and that's the reason why people even play it. It's because of a wisp, a pet, nothing else. It's not fun. It's not everything. It's basic and generic. No thought was put into this. I mean, sure, they did put thought into it, but the way it was executed was just not good. It wasn't good. Or some people saying, well, you just didn't read the things. Well, guess what? I read the entire story. I read it. Unlike most people, they just yada yada yada, skip. I actually read the text. Meaning, I know what the bloody thing story is and what it said. Sure, my memory may be poor, but even then, so I do remember things that have quite a bit of significance into it. And this is very significant because even though lots of people do see Guardian is worth it, the way I see it, it's garbage. It's not worth it. It's not good. It's underwhelming. It's disappointing. It needs more time, and it needs more care and development to it. If they do that and actually make the content worthwhile, long, then maybe I could suggest Guardian is somewhat viable. Sure, some people say, well, that's only for the people that are long-time players, not newbies. Which, fine, you're correct. It's mostly suited for long-time players. But at the same time, what do you really use Guardian for? What was your motive to buy it? Did you ever think about what Guardian is? Or did you just saw the inventory increase space and have the exclusivity to have exclusive Guardian items and that's it? Just go on with your merry day. Sure, this is all my opinion, as always. You may have different opinions and rights. So, yeah, take my words as a grain of salt. But that's how I feel about Guardian, and it's not looking good, and nor the best for it. It's like lots of potential, but yet it's never been reaped for its potential. It's just sitting there in anticipation for something big to happen, but in the end, nothing big will ever happen. It's just there as like, hey, you bought this to support us. Here's a medal. And that's it. It's like just a medal. Nothing too fancy or anything. It's just a standard basic medal that's now slapped onto your account. And that's it. So, that's all the wordings that I give you. My thoughts, my opinions. And hopefully, maybe you can agree with me, maybe no. But even then, we're all human. We all are different. We're never the same, and we have different things to think about. Except Twitter. Twitter is just a big confusing cesspool that should never be reasoned with. So, see you later, and goodbye.